No, I can see that because Mysto definitely has a better record than.
Against I
Like,
would say.
I fear Mysto more than Lifeline.
Yeah.
As a floaty. And it's because he's really good at spacing his abilities. He's not as technical as Lifeline is, but he's very
That's one of the case of like, if you want to make fun of an Ice Climbers player, here you go, because they can't survive without Nana. Stami has nice wobble setup.
You almost got it. He's not mashing when you're mashing on a wobble. It's hard technique because you don't instinctively want to do it, but you want to put your palm on the C stick and rotate the C stick as you're mashing buttons with the rest of your hand, and then your left thumb's doing whatever. Because the C stick, yeah, your C stick counts as 2 inputs.
Yeah,
so
depending on how. I understand what you mean because I understand the mechanics.
It's hard though, like you don't instinctually do it. When you think of mashing, you just grip the controller real tight and just
The way I always thought of mashing is that
Mysto.
It makes sense to hit all the joysticks that you can at the same time because if you hit the X button, you only can press it once, but if you hit your joystick, it can go back, so it might hit twice or it might hit points between.
Yeah.
So there's possibility that you can more than once, but in general, I would say like. Also, I just want to make a quick quip. I would say Mysto is better at the floatier matchups, but I think weird characters, while I do mean like Ice Climbers in Samus, where they're just like not usual, not weird like as in
they're not common.
Whatever.
Yeah, they're not common.
Pikachu is different, whereas I think you fear Lifeline more because merely he studies the matchup harder than Mysto does.
Yeah, like I could see that. Lifeline.
That's one of his like biggest pet peeves is that matchup in particular. It's just kind of wonky.
I thought he was gonna knee there for sure. Oh no! Oh wait, rough. I didn't. You gotta do the prediction. How many wobbles?
In the set?
In the set.
How many stocks does Stami take?
Well, you know, Mysto won here last time, and Stami only got 2 wobbles. So I bet the exact same thing happens here.
I think I'm one of the people that. For stance, like I don't think a lot of people change, especially during bracket, especially people in Utah. No offense to a lot of people in Utah, they just don't have the same zest or like they don't have the same play when they're coming from one bracket to another, from winners to losers.
Yeah.
I think these 2 players are gonna fall in a long line of others that have come before them that are just gonna play pretty much the same as they did in winners. Which if you're Mysto, you're all about it because you won.
Because you won. You're like
if you're Stami, you're wanting to prove me wrong as much as you can, which is it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Point is that like. Whether you identify it as a trend or not, like it's easier to fall into trends where you just let yourself become part of the other person. Like, for example, everybody has a good case like for Cruz being #1 in the state, and I would have had a good case for it if I ever beat Logos. It was like literally ever.
Yeah.
But I'm like 0 for 5 million in that matchup. So it's like that's just rough.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that's impressive.
That's just like following the pattern. And now, if you follow the pattern of the bracket, then Mysto should win. Not to say that Stami couldn't do it. Well, I think that knee is actually.
Well, he got 3 wobbles though, which is more power to his wobbling ability, or it means Mysto's getting tired.
I think a lot of times when people get wobbled, it's because they don't want to play neutral exchanges anymore, and they go for a really heavy risk.
Yeah, because you're like, I just want to play. You know,
yeah,
I just want to get the cool
It's
hits.
like when that character that you hate, whatever character it be, if you're Pikachu, it's Sheik. If you're Fox, it's Marth. When they're chain grabbing you, it's fucking bullshit, and there's no fun to be had.
Yeah.
So when you're playing against that vein, you just want to eliminate that as much as you can. And it just so happens that with Ice Climbers, instead of that being their 4 stocks, it's literally being one of them.
Yeah.
So you just want to eliminate the Nana as much as you can. I don't care if you love Peach or the Sheik Pikachu. I'm saying that one of you chain grabs the other. That's literally the only point I had with that. I was just bringing up that like the character that you hate getting chain grabbed by. That's the one.
Whoa! Oh, Nana!
I don't think this is.
Jesus!
I was gonna say.
Wow!
He's destroying his controller.
That was incredible.
Can hear it behind me.
It's pretty loud. I know that I've heard it in previous recordings before. Okay. Oh, that's it for Nana.
I like hitting Nana. I like hitting Nana no matter what. Stami hasn't proved to me at this point. I don't think any Ice Climbers players I've ever played have proved to me at a point when I get rid of their Nana that their Popo is worth what their Nana died for.
There's a Ice Climbers from Colorado. He was at Game Tyrant. Can't remember his name.
I know the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, and he was a Sopo. You actually like it was interesting because you didn't want to attack Nana in the matchup. You needed to kill him. Because he didn't care about Nana. Yes, he got the wobbles, and he got a lot of them, but like his Sopo was so solid. You weren't. It felt good to do the matchup. It felt like a real game.
No, I totally understand. And like having Nana there, especially if you're like food product, it's more of like having a mix-up where it makes your neutral that much like not harder, I guess kind of harder, but difficult in the sense that like it's just not the same as what you have been playing. So throughout the whole match, you have to play 2 different sets of neutral games. One is with Nana, one is without Nana.
Yeah.
I think for one that if you play, by the way, he can't. Yeah, I was gonna say this is all up to Mysto on how long he wants to keep it going.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he gets him back.
That was actually the right thing to do because I think in order for Stami to beat that, he has to jump over it, and it's Mysto can react to anything he does. So at that point, either Stami had to back off and never touch him again, or try to jump over and Mysto could just react.
jump,
ice block. That was crazy.
So with that, Stami evens it up. 2 wobbles. I think this is going to be a 4 wobble game if he wins.
It's likely.
Mysto's winning too much in the neutral. It kind of has to be Mysto's mistake to hit something unsafe on shield.
I don't like, I think it's the way a lot of Falcon players play this matchup. I really don't like the way that they have of punishing Nana.
That was sick. You know, I
think they get a lot off of just they need Nana, and sometimes she just doesn't come back. But I think sometimes your better inputs are those that, like, eliminate Popo from hitting you while you're hitting Nana. So like even in, like a well-spaced nair, if you knock her off stage but keep Popo back behind you, like if you did a pivot nair and hit her the other way, whatever. If you did like a back air and up there, it's something more safe. I would prefer that, but I think the risk reward for a Falcon player is to just not just run at Nana and knee. Yeah, it's just like so high.
Right, you just get that. It's what do you think then? Back air, like that's what Lifeline was doing.
It depends. You can space back air outside of the range of like where they could shield. And that beats wave dash and down smash.
Oh, I thought he was gonna go for it. Yeah. I mean, this is looking like a Mysto stock, and he's just playing it safe.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he has the game. I wouldn't say either of them have the game right now.
If anything, call, so I'm gonna be right back.
Go for it. I'll talk to Spencer about something. How many pull-ups can you do?
I'm at a time.
90? Spencer can do 90 pull-ups. Spencer, are you excited to go to Genesis? Whatever.
I'd say so.
Another walk in the park.
Congrats on the Toys of the Week.
What did you say?
Congrats on the Toys of the Week.
Yeah, I keep getting featured in that. Someone loves me because I don't know how any of that works. I guess someone at EMG watches me or something, or just watches the local streams. Loser gets the top one. Okay. Yeah, it's cool to be on there, but I think the one I got on Garrett was. It's cool to be on there, but the one I got on Garrett was. The one that I got on Garrett was just like.
You got another one on a highlight?
Yeah, 2 of mine, 2 clips of me.
Were they on the top 50 thing?
No.
Oh.
It was on like Plays of the Week this week. One of them was a combo I got on Garrett at Game Time last week, and the other one was a combo I got on.
Fisher.
Jaden. Yeah, Fisher. I like how you know that better than I do.
This is all I told you about.
We're going Mysto. Traded FD.
Before you start, what is your tag?
Mysto. Rebuild nice.
I get it, but okay, you'll tell me later. I don't remember seeing the abbreviation. Just go. I'm sorry, I'm stretching. Game 3. This matchup is so just weird in particular. I think a lot of the way that Stami tries to play the neutral game is he likes to stay in that little center. Like if you divided the score up into 9, like so 3 by 3, he likes to stay in the very middle square of the stage, whereas Mysto or whoever he's playing against will occupy the other sides of the stage. Stami likes to keep just the main stage control, and because of it, he kind of just has the control of the tempo of the game. And if you notice, he's always like toward the middle of the stage. He has very methodical playing in that he doesn't want to be flushed to one side or the other. He always kind of just always goes to the same, or he always goes to one side or the other. just asking because that's such a throwaway school. That's all I'm saying. They're not even the main characters. This, I believe, is Vanilla Melee. I'd have to ask John for sure. But I'm pretty sure this is in preparation for Genesis. Yeah, this should be cleaned up. Keep in mind, if you're going to be in here, just check that out. You're more than welcome to sit in this fine chair if you want. It's not just a footrest.
No enders.
I don't. He went outside to take a phone call.
Alright.
Stami, I actually don't know. I'll have to ask him after this match, because I actually don't know. I think he is, but I actually don't. I'm not 100% sure. That was actually sick. I can't believe he got that off. That's a lot. That's like a Yomi level 3 kind of thing, where Falcon players need to respect Popo if Popo is going to do things like a regular character would. Because Popo's just like a low tier. He's kind of like a Mario, but he has no really like... can't really kill. At least not as like well. So he's got this kind of like wonky tech chase on you, and if he throws you off stage, he can edgeguard you. But I really like what happened because of the recovery that Mysto did, displaying that he knew that Stami had a good enough Popo to execute that. And Stami was then on the next level saying that, oh, I've conditioned you to respect this, so that he was able to do the next part.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part of Melee, the part that you don't really get to see or spend time on. We're winning. If I'm Mysto, I'm probably fishing for... Oh. I was going to go through what I would be fishing on both sides. If I was Mysto, probably a back air. Probably a back air, and then if a back air missed or hit either way, I think like a side B would have been pretty safe.
Yeah.
But sometimes like Stami doesn't really like leave the bubble of the middle of the stage a lot. But when he does, he just does like little pokes, and one of those pokes caught Mysto. That's unfortunate that the power shield came through. Okay. Should be dead, Nana. He's just... Oh no. Okay, well, it's looking like... It's looking rough. Mysto needs to kill... Honestly, he needs to get the clean kill on both of them. Nana especially, because you don't want to ever give the opportunity that you might get wobbled.
Oh,
I actually, instead of what Mysto just did, which is like, he tried to hit the Ice Climbers coming down, if you just charge down smash right there, instead, you can just let Nana fall right where your back hit down smash hitbox comes out, and it'll just fucking destroy her. She's got no DI for shit. Okay, that was actually a desync that was not in Stami's favor, because if he got that grab, he wouldn't have had the wobble set up. This should be the end of the game right here. Yeah. Oh! He's out. Fair dodge.
ah.
That's rough. Stami's up 2-1. I don't know if you heard or cared or whatever, but Mysto won this in winner's side.
Were you gonna ask me a question?
I did see that.
Are you going to Genesis? No.
Smash and Splash.
Stami is not going to Genesis. He's going to Smash and Splash.
My next tournament.
That's his next tournament, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, is in like August.
I saw that because I slept on Requiem and started practicing against Ices. Got bopped.
If I'm Mysto, I probably don't. Honestly, when I play Ice Climbers, it's not really stage dependent as long as the one stage, which is like the God Forbidden stage, is out of the way.
Yeah.
Any other stage is like another walk in the, and you know, another day in the office.
Yeah, as Ice Climbers, I like every stage. Like, there's not a single stage, except for Dreamland, but that's just, like, player. I don't like Dreamland as any of the characters.
Yeah, you and I are opposite people, because I love Dreamland. I love me some Dreamland. I wanna... It's one of the cool things as a... Wow, that was filthy. I actually don't know how he made that back. But one of the weird things, like one of the cool things that Peach players get was when they play with like fast fallers, is when they strike, they probably get like a preferable stage depending on if you can chain grab or not.
Yeah.
Because like, say you're Peach, you strike, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of Battlefield and Yoshi's. It's like, okay, well then, say you're fucking Falco, you have to pick between Dreamland, Final Destination, and Fountain of Dreams, which are not preferable stages in those
What
matchups.
happened? I stepped out and then Stami started playing.
But it's cool to be a character comfortable on those stages and be able to like level out the longer part of the neutral game. Oh. So yeah, actually, after game 1, they turned UCF off, and now he's at the.
Oh, brutal.
They're gonna replay
We
this.
should play with PC on Fox for Genesis.
Oh, is it on right now?
That's true. I think it is.
Rip.
I just never shield drop, so I don't care.
I don't feel like that's a good way to look at it.
I was just having to do
Oh
that
my
was
fucking
sick.
god! He didn't mean to do half of that, but we'll take it. Sometimes that's how melee is.
Let me take those.
It goes from both sides because there's a lot of wobble setups I'm sure Stami's gotten that's like, wow, I kind of just mashed Z and it worked. But I mean, it goes both ways.
That happens.
Z? Do you hit Z to grab?
Am I shielding?
When you're shielding, yeah.
No, I hit A. It's not just a shield grab sometimes. Sometimes you get hit and you're like, I'm gonna crouch cancel grab this.
Like sometimes the thought will just be laser.
That
and you
mash
start mashing
was
Z while the
nice.
thought goes laser.
Alright, I would have gone for Nana there to just kind of seal the game, but
I
whatever.
think he could have just killed Popo, but he didn't.
I don't want to look
Oh,
at it
like
in
Rebel
any
Stick.
position where I can get wobbled and...
Back!
GG, GG. Oh, Nana.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now it's over.
Name.
As much
Always
as
wanted the
as much as
style.
like Stami has improved his Sopo, and I will give him that. Like his
He
Popo
has.
is getting better. 3 stocks to 1. If he had Nana, I would say you can do it because wobbling is so polarizing. But 3 stocks to 1 in this. If you come back, I'll give you $500. Like this is not. Yeah, this is pretty much over.
No, Mysto.
Let's go, Stami.
Mysto.
Let's go.
If you split the money, you'll never be a sport boy, dude. I think he's content with just killing him with a neutral air, as he's
That
so
seems to
dominantly
be the
displaying.
attempts. I
You
kill
killer?
the gentleman. That's the best.
I think so. It's a lot of things that like Garrett does in this matchup, or not this matchup, but in matchups in general. He just tries to hit your shield with something, and then fast fall whatever it hits you with, and get to the ground before you can react, and gentleman your shield before you can do anything.
Yes, it's actually
So-
very potent.
Yeah, the frame data is also behind it too. Like it's
Is it really?
yeah,
I
it's
had no idea.
if he does it correctly, it's faster than anything you can do. And so
Captain is one of the only other characters that's so positive on shield. Peach is the most, I believe.
well, obviously, Peach has what?
Zero
Flow
frame?
cancel has 2 frames of lag.
It just has landing lag.
Yeah, which is 2, right?
No, it's 4.
It's 4. Has 4 frames of lag. I don't know this game.
Or maybe I'm thinking of short hopping. I want to say it's 4.
Point is that like if you're not familiar, we don't have a lot of Peach players in the scene. If you're not familiar with like float canceling, how that works, man, you're missing a world. You just go watch Armada play anybody.
Yeah.
You get hit on your shield and it's like, ow, I'm getting comboed now. Like
Yeah. He's like,
you hit
I'm just
Armada's
gonna-
shield and he's like, I'm fucking you for this.
And jabs also, I think, positive on shield. So you do like a drop down, fair, jab, jab, grab. You're like, what the hell do you do? Nothing you can do about that.
That's pretty rough too. He can also, if he reads it, he can do, instead of doing the jabs, he can just do jump up air if he reads you jumping. He can just do down smash if he reads you not shielding.
That should have been a stone.
I don't know. I like this slow, methodical play. He lost the first stock. Just take a minute and kind of nickel and dime your way back into the game.
And he's getting. Jeez. Holy
Are you
crap.
gonna argue with results?
Well, I was about to say, I think he's actually being a little too over-aggressive. That first stock that he lost to wobbling was him doing a hyper-aggressive back air. And he just ran right into him.
It happens, man. As much as you'd like to think that Stami, because he plays a lot of the neutral just to get grabs, a lot as you like to think that he just sits there and mindlessly grabs, he is waiting, and sometimes it's hard to have that patience.
I thought I was wondering if Sam was saying that.
This is a pretty big lead. He needs a pretty good hit. That blizzard was actually sick.
That up air was pretty good too, as you can get the thing.
That was a lot of, that was a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Well, I think it goes both ways, because I think if the platform hadn't screwed him up, that knee would have been on shield.
Did those ice blocks just disappear?
Yeah, if you do it on the platform right with your landing, it just kind of vanishes.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
This is a lot of weird Fountain of Dream
It
shenanigans
sucks.
that's happening right now.
I do it all the
Oh,
time where
Mysto.
I'm like just trying to barely get the ice block without going through the platform, but I want to go on the platform for the height.
Yeah, that's when you're trying to make platform movement when you're nervous. You should just stop moving a lot. The thing to do when you're nervous is like literally just kind of hold your shield and react if they come up to your shield. You can shield drop. You can jump out of shield.
I
You
think
have a
that
lot of
jumping out of
things.
shield's really good to do if you're getting nervous. Just try and.
I think it's pretty common. So if somebody sees you're nervous, they're going to expect something like that.
It's true, but I think
Um,
it's. I don't know. I'd be more worried about messing up in your normal play. Oh god, I love up tilt from Ice Climber.
I would rather lose because somebody killed me more than like ISD. You know, I see what you mean. Oh, that was sick. He's got a ways to come back, but you know, we've all seen big comebacks. All of us watched GTX. All of us watched, you know. This is nuts. I actually would have preferred a get up attack, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I thought get up attack was pretty safe there. Is that gonna be it? It looks like it is. Unfortunately, that's gonna be another bracket set for Stami, and maybe in an hour or so, when they've played their money match, we might have another.